Invited at this hearing were Polaris Bank, Nexim, and the Accountant General of the Federation to address allegations of holding back funds in their custody. The chairman of the committee, Honorable Adejoru Adeogun, emphasized the mandate of the committee to look into allegations of infractions, if any, and to report such back to the House.
What happened to that fund between 2012, when it was deposited, and the period you had to be taken to court by the Special Presidential Investigation Panel? You have about 6 years in which this fund was in your custody without ownership. Even though the question is not directly at you, your problem is just that, did NNPC forget this fund in your custody? Is it possible to forget almost $300 million of public funds in an account that is not managed?
While giving his submission on the issue, the acting managing director of Polaris Bank stated that the bank has paid the last sum of $32 million to NNPC, but channeled it through the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Apart from transferring from our offshore account, USD domicile account deposit cash we collected, we also remit it to the Central Bank. So when we paid it into the Central Bank, we will also give the Central Bank an instruction to credit NNPC. We had adopted that same methodology based on discussion with NNPC and CBN to make the payment of 23 billion, which was made.
The committee was, however, not satisfied with the submission. They wanted further proof as they took turns to grill the acting managing director to know how and when the funds got to the bank in the first place.
Between 2012 and 2021, this committee wrote to you 2 weeks ago. Am I right with that, sir? And you paid this balance only on the 16th of June 2021. Do you want me to assume that if this committee did not write to you, you would not have paid off this balance?
Why didn't you go to those who insured you to make that fund available? Because I know what you do as banks when people owe you mortgage. I know what you do as banks when people owe you and you want to recover the money. Before I joined this house, I'm a lawyer, and I was doing recovery for most of the banks. And I can assure you that it's not so, gentle like you are mentioning it. You go all the way to get your money back. So, do you think you acted in the best level of integrity as a financial institution? That depositors gave you money when they wanted it, you gave them flimsy excuses.
All efforts by the committee to establish infractions by Polaris Bank on the deposited funds were countered by the acting managing director, prompting the committee to request for documents of all transactions from 2012 to date.
We're going to invite NNPC as well, because there are questions for NNPC to answer. First, especially as per the management of this fund, could you have deliberately left almost $300 million in an account and left it unmanaged for this number of years? So we need to invite them there. So I saw ruled that the NNPC is being invited by the Secretariat, and that the bank is given 1 week to give us evidence that they've made the payment.
However, the allegations of financial infractions by Nexim Bank could not be sustained owing to the fact that the case brought before the committee does not fall within its mandate.
Nexim should be aware that if there is any cause, any reason to have evidence or documents before the committee suggesting, alleging that you have something to answer about looted or recovered or proceeds of crime, you surely be still invited by this committee.
The committee, however, adjourned to Tuesday for further investigative hearing.
Please don't go and sit.